one of the challenges of growing is that you are throwing opportunities from many different directions. And in the beginning, you get so excited, like, okay, we have to talk to this person. We have to do this event, even if we're potentially losing money because it's all advertising. I would say that really be super, super focused on who it is that you want to serve. Make sure that it feels right in your gut. Your gut is always right, that you're super aligned with your partner because the right instructor, the right event, the right customer will find you. And you don't have to say yes to everything. You have to stay really focused on what the main mission is.
Can you think of a challenge that you have gone through building this business that kind of shaped the way that you do business today, or a good learning lesson that we can share with the other entrepreneurs?
Welcome to the Art of Kaizen for Entrepreneurs, growing 1% everyday podcast.
Hello, and welcome to the Art of Kaizen for Entrepreneurs podcast, where we get to discuss how to grow 1% every day in both business and itself. Today, we have Tatyana Sinn and Jennifer Willis from Well Reserved, a completely new concept in wellness that they are calling social wellness as a service. They are helping individuals and corporations find better health around the United States through private group wellness sessions delivered to the space where people already feel the most comfortable, your home and your office. Awesome service. Currently partnership with Wonder, the host company, and worked with influencers like Kim and Rogers. They hold corporate sessions with companies such as Adidas, Barclays Bank, and Gil Group, and they'll be working with one of my favorite companies on running in the near future. Super excited to have both Tatyana and Jennifer on the podcast today. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Now,
Excited to be here.
as we were going through your website and I was learning more about you before we even started this call, it is a lot that you guys are doing, and you've put together something super unique where I had to ask a million questions to kind of put together in my brain how you're helping out the world. So can you give our listeners here a breakdown of kind of how you started this business, the purpose behind it, and what your goal is? Tatyana, if you could start.
Yeah, sure. So our why, and I feel like is our number one question is, why we started this. And ultimately we believe that human connection is at the core of true well-being. So, we're in this space of social wellness, as a movement. I think it's coming in a much larger way now in our industry, especially in the wellness industry. And it's really trying to understand your level of wellness in your life, how you are socially in person with people, with real life connections, not necessarily what we're used to kind of thinking of social as being online. We started this, oh gosh, almost 8 years ago, and it really was born out of a need. We were best friends. We were working. I was engaged at the time. Fitness was not part of our lives prior to starting this journey, and it was something we love to do together, for class, to work out together, see each other, be together in person. But what became challenging was trying to fit our lives into a studio schedule, or trying to get into the same classes, or, we couldn't necessarily afford a personal trainer, or, all these different barriers, between rigid schedules and, not having the flexibility we needed, and having to commute somewhere where we didn't want to be or didn't feel comfortable in. So all of these different barriers kind of made it harder to maintain what we fell in love with, which was seeing each other as well as like keeping ourselves healthy. So what we decided was to, ask everyone else out there. Well, we did a survey of like 300 plus women in the tri-state area, and all of them basically was a resounding yes. We'd work out more or start working out if we could do it with who we wanted, when we wanted, and where we wanted. So knowing that there had to be more people like that out there, we wanted to help them feel connected to their existing community as well as taking care of themselves in the process.
What a beautiful service, right? Being able to take something that feels uncomfortable. Like if I go to a new town, I hop into a Planet Fitness and it's like awkward. You know what I mean? You just can't find your fit inside the gym, and everybody wants to work out from home, but the yoga videos and the YouTube videos that you're watching don't motivate you the right way, right? Having a real trainer in house does wonders, and not just for the execution of the workout, but the motivation and the
Yeah.
dedication you have to the intensity of the workout. Jennifer, do you want to add anything to that? There's probably a long process. You guys started in 2017, is that correct?
Yeah, we started in 2017, but to be honest, it was a passion project. We knew that we wanted to bring something to the world that made other people feel good. But in the meantime, I had 3 children. Tatiana had 2 children. We had a pandemic, but that allowed us to really
test and learn what people really needed. At one point, it's a good thing you bring up the video. At one point, we had our friends reserve a space and watch an instructor, while they were working out together in the same space. So we used these 7 years to really test and learn what people really wanted, which was that one-on-one interaction with the instructor, which was being able to work out where they wanted. First, it was just people's homes. Then we were asked, what about vacation homes? Then we were asked, what about my office? Then we were asked, what about one-on-one personal training? So we've used those years to refine the concept that we need. And as of 2025, that's really when we turned on ads. That's really when we have two amazing partners who are helping us with this process. We've also grown our instructor base to over 80 instructors across the US. And they say things to, we're lucky enough to be able to, so I get to interview every single instructor. So I do the talent. Tatyana is the face of the brand when it comes to like all the advertisements, everything that you see customer facing. Our instructors say things like, I can't believe this exists. Thank you for existing. There's no other way that I can find high quality private people that want to train privately, because LinkedIn is really crowded, Google is really crowded. We're really creating a platform where the trusted and vetted instructors get to meet trusted people that really want that one-on-one or small group training. We really are making it easy for the instructors to find work, and we're making it easy for people to find quality instructors that come to their home.
And this allows the instructors, this allows the instructors to focus on their craft. They don't have to create another, account where they're marketing themselves constantly, trying to get, that notoriety, that accessibility, building that trust with clientele. Like we're doing that for them so they can focus on their modality and their craft.
And how powerful to be in that single lane of like, I've gone through multiple personal trainers. A side note, I'm a professional paintball player. So to find a trainer to train somebody that can play paintball at my level is impossible. So I've gone through trainer by trainer by trainer, and I couldn't get one to go out to a field with me or out to, a grass field to train. And it was just so difficult to mold them into what I needed. But to be able to go to a single place as an athlete that was looking for a trainer and know, hey, I'm not going to have to cut any corners. I'm going to find someone who's going to come to me and get me what I need in my business. And for the listeners out there, as an entrepreneur, they have the two sides of the yin and yang to be successful. I'm going to quote Russell Brunson here, who says, in any business, you got to make sure you have two sides. You need to have the attractive character and the operator. Tatyana is being the attractive character of putting the business out there into the consumer. He's being the face of the company, where Jennifer is being the operator, who's actually making sure that the business is operating in a function that needs to happen. And having these two roles separated in your business as an entrepreneur will give you the opportunity to really excel in your category. If your job is to get your business out to the world, it's hard to do that while you're working on the back end operations. To do both is very difficult. And you two are such an awesome 1-2 punch in a yin and yang to get that done. And it sounds like it's going beautifully. What does the business look like today in size? You said you have about 80 instructors across the US. How many participants do you have in this?
So we have a little over 500 subscribers at the moment. And I would say, what we're working on is retention. So repeat customers for sure. A lot of where we started was event-based. So bachelorettes, birthdays, corporate sessions. And what we're really trying to kind of re-educate the consumer who really understands that, the only way to get fitness is isolation at home at a screen, or, in a studio or a gym environment. So we're really trying to re-educate the customer that no, you can get fitness from an instructor in your own space, wherever that may be. So we're really trying to give her the alternative that is the gym or an app. So that's going to take some time to really get into her mindset of like, oh, well, similar to takeout, right? So you have your favorite restaurant, you don't feel like going out, you want to order in. It's the same principle. So you want to be able to, you don't feel like going to the gym, you don't feel like going to your favorite studio, you have it come to you. So it's really the same principle, in that, that's going to take time, kind of the same way that, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, not everybody could afford a black car. You think of a black car, you think of it's an expensive thing. It's not for me. I got to catch a yellow cab or whatever. Nowadays, everyone gets a black car. So that took time. Uber took time to create that mindset shift in people. And so that's where we're at, is we're attempting to create that mindset shift in people and getting them to understand that wellness can come to you in any form that you choose. It's not just strength training. It's not just typical personal training. It's yoga, it's Pilates, it's sound bath, meditation, journaling, vision board making. You name it, we come to you. It's whole wellness brought to you. So that's what we're really trying to give to the consumer.
Beautiful. I did not realize all those services were packed in one. Tatyana, I have to ask, you keep mentioning she. Do you find that most of your subscribers are a female, or do you have an ideal consumer avatar that you're going after in this business?
So yeah, currently 85% of our consumers are women. And our demographic is anywhere from 25 to 45. And even though that's where we're at, we do envision as we grow that we are for everybody. We are at any stage of life. We are for families just as much as we are for single roommates living in the city. We're for everybody. There really is no, you know, target customer when it comes to wellness and who would utilize it. It's just a matter of time before they learn, what they can have at their fingertips.
And Jennifer, as you're going through and you're finding, and you're working through each one of these trainers and bringing them onto the team, are you looking for any unique qualities in that trainer? I mean, obviously, you guys have an array of services that you want to fulfill. So, do you have to define who that trainer is to ensure that it's a good fit for the people you're going after?
Yeah, that's a great question. For every trainer that we interview, we want to make sure that when they walk into people's homes, it's like your friend walking into your home. Is that trusted friend that's here to meet you at the level that you're at. And if you're feeling at a little bit of a lower level, they'll go a little bit slower with you. But if you need someone to come in and hype you up and get you excited, they're going to do that as well. It's about how we make people feel. And Tatyana and I have worked a lot in our lives in terms of like health and wellness, in terms of like your mind, your body, your heart. We want everyone to feel like really grateful that they showed up on the mat to do the workout, excited to be with their friends or with that instructor, and feel like that whole mind body connection during and after the workout. Because it's not about the calories, it's not about any of that. It's really about your whole self. So when I interview each person, and every interview is virtual, just like this one, and it's about what kind of connection do I have with them? Because when they apply to work with us, they already have submitted their resume, their certifications, their social media handles. So when I meet with them, that's really when we get to connect and see like how will they interact with our customers when they come into our homes. And that's a prerequisite. We want to make it seamless, but being in corporate for the past 18 years, I know exactly what I'm looking for. And we've hit gold every time.
I love that. And it's funny because I always say to people, if you don't go to the gym to lose weight or gain muscle, at least go to build confidence, right? Go and do something difficult in the morning that you don't want to do and allow that to propel your day throughout all of it. And the beautiful thing about Well Reserved is you're building a business that gives someone the confidence that they're hiring the right person right off the rip. They're going to bring somebody into their home that they can feel comfortable with and that they can also have a level of trust with. And as you said, they can balance those emotions. I mean, there's days you wake up and you don't want to lift a finger, right? And there's days that you wake up and you want to lift the world. So you got to be able to find where that person lives to really fit in there. I love that. I think that's very unique. Now, I'd like to dive into, now that everyone's got a clear understanding of what Well Reserved really is and the value that you bring to the world, let's talk about where it's going. I want to kind of transition into the process of how you see this company building and how you see the overall industry of health and wellness, because I truly think you two are on the cutting edge, right? The gyms are becoming overpopulated. They're, like I said before, you walk into a Planet Fitness, it almost feels uncomfortable now. And you guys are creating a very comfortable atmosphere for your trainers, as well as all of your subscribers that are coming on to get this training. Where do you see your business going in, say, the next 6 to 18 months? And do you feel like the industry is going to follow you?
Yeah, sure. So we definitely see the future of social wellness just expansively growing. You're already seeing it. There's the Running Man festivals around, people getting together and connecting, doing something that may otherwise be difficult, doing it together. And there's also these, there's clubs that don't have drinking anymore. That's really just based around getting together, being around people, getting off the screen. I think that's going to tap into wellness in a much larger way. And so what we're creating in the sense of, getting that wellness in person on your time in the world that we live in today, where, time is a luxury, so flexibility is a luxury, all of that. And what we're doing is combining the two. So bringing that connection and that wellness to people in such a way that is not only flexible and social, but joyful and resonates with people that are longing for personal connection. And it's not to say that we're the there are other companies doing this as well, where Sweat Pals and but they're doing it in such a way where they're connecting you to new communities, new people. What we're focused on is kind of reigniting your own community, your existing community that you have, your friends, your family, your coworkers, the people that you're around every day, to connect you in a way that is, honest and here. And so in the future, in the next 6 to 10 years, we do plan to be global. We're currently fundraising to basically build out our tech platform. We're going to have an app. We're going to be getting into people's group chats so that they can get out of their group chats and have a session. So there's definitely a lot happening, and I do believe that the wellness industry will be catching up to us and following our lead for sure.
Jennifer, for you, I'd love to hear what your perspective is in the next 6 to 18 months, but specifically hit on the trainers. Like, do your trainers absolutely love working in this way? Do you find this to be the new direction of where these people want to go?
Yeah. So a lot of the trainers that I meet don't just have one source of revenue stream. They work for multiple studios, or they might have a 9 to 5 job. I've actually been meeting lots of school teachers as well. And they want to be able to add on another revenue stream into what they already do, because just how Well Reserved works within the schedule of the actual client, it actually works the other way around as well for the instructor, because they get to choose when and how they want to work. If someone lives in New York but is traveling, let's just say to Malibu for the next 2 months, they'll let us know. And if we have bookings out there, they'll take a class and be able to continue to work on their craft and then teach someone out on the other side of the country. So for them, it allows them a lot more flexibility. And then allows them to be able to make as much really money as they're able to. We're really transparent with how we pay. We believe that we should be as competitive as the studios, because they really are the talent. They're the heart of what Well Reserved is. And we can't wait to meet more instructors across the US. But every single day, I'm lucky to be able to talk to a few people a day, being able to bring them into the company.
That's awesome, Jennifer. And for instructors out there listening to this right now, if you come across this video, make sure you can connect with Jennifer. This sounds incredible. Like I said, as someone that's constantly looked for an opportunity to better myself in health and wellness, and I've gone through the ringer, I haven't seen anything to this degree of personalization for the individual. Not just in the fact of personalizing the workout. Every trainer can do that, but personalizing, as you said, Tatyana, on your time and your freedom, which is the most valuable asset we have today. Jennifer, I wanted to ask, you guys started this in 2017. You had to go through COVID throughout the process of it. And building any business has massive levels of trials and tribulations, challenges that you go through to find success where you are. Jennifer, can you think of a challenge that you have gone through throughout this process? Maybe it's building the operational structures or finding the right trainers, but a challenge that you've gone through building this business that kind of shaped the way that you do business today, or a good learning lesson that we can share with the other entrepreneurs in this?
Yeah. I think one of the challenges of growing is that you start your own opportunities from many different directions. And in the beginning, you get so excited, like, okay, we have to talk to this person. We have to do this event, even if we're potentially losing money because it's all advertising. In the beginning of this year, I remember me personally pushing and trying to ensure that Tatyana was aligned, and we did this, and we don't do anything without aligning together. And we participated in an event where really it was just not for the target customer that we expected to be there. So it really wasn't the best use of our resources. So I would say that really be super, super focused on who it is that you want to serve. Make sure that it feels right in your gut. Your gut is always right, that you're super aligned with your partner, because, the right instructor, the right event, the right customer will find you. And you don't have to say yes to everything. You have to stay really focused on what the main mission is. So I would say that's a lesson that was a hard one to learn, but it's, we're still growing and scaling. So it's good to learn that now before, once we blow up, we're going to get a lot more calls from different places, and we just have to make sure that it's right.
Jennifer, beautiful lesson. And for everybody listening, she hit the nail on the head. There are two factors that I hear there, which is one, know who you want to work with in business. It is more painstaking to take on someone that you don't want as a client than it is that not having the revenue from said client, right? It just does so much hassle hassle to your operations, to the mentality of your staff. It becomes very, very difficult. And the second one, which is the most important, especially for your entrepreneurs out there that have partners in the business, is be a team. Being a team means you have to come together and work as a single unit to go forward. If you guys are going two different directions, the business will never have that unison that you're looking for. And with unison comes the momentum that you need to really drive the point forward and to really make sure that all sides of the company are saying the same thing. A beautiful, beautiful advice, Jennifer. Tatyana, how about for yourself? Do you have any different perspective or something that you've learned over these last few years?
Yeah, I for sure. I mean, I think the thing that we're constantly balancing is how to scale effectively without losing the soul of who we are. So, I mean, who we are at the center is yes, we started with workouts together, but really who we are is being together, human connection, bringing people together through wellness. And so it's constantly holding on to that RY, so to speak, while scaling. And so there have been countless of investors, countless of people telling us, oh, you should do this, or you should do this, or you should go down this path. Oh, you didn't consider this. No one's gonna want you in their building. No one's gonna want you, there's not enough space. You should consider this. No, you should partner with studios. And can I tell you how many times we have thankfully kept to our eth our our core, which is basically no, like we bring people together. We believe that this is a need. We believe that this will work for this community. We believe that holding on to that belief sometimes can be really hard when you have these really successful, like, you know, multi-million dollar, investors, some VCs that are like, hundreds of millions of dollars telling us to go another way. And it's hard to be like, no, thank you, but no, this is where we're at. And so I think just staying true to who we are while scaling. So that's been tough. It's really hard to say no to potential money.
Big money, right? And I mean, such a powerful statement because so many people break that. And that's how companies fail at scaling growth. And if you, again, entrepreneurs, business owners listening to this right now, if you do not have a mission statement and a vision statement solidified and written down and understanding who you are as a business, this will never work at scale. Your business that you're running right now will never succeed when it comes to moving to 7 to 8 figures, because once that stress comes in, everybody has a great idea of how to change your business. And those great ideas aren't your business. The reason that you are where you are today is because you created something that was a desire for the world, a need for the world. So love that. Both of you, extremely good points. Teamwork, making sure that you understand the clients that you want to work with and understanding who your business is and what the ethos is around your company. So you always stand true to what you started the company for in the first place. Super, super powerful. My last question to both of you, and Tatyana, you can start off with this. How do you find your Kaizen? Kaizen, for the listeners out there, is a Japanese business philosophy that means 1% improvement every single day. How to make small steps of small bits of improvement to yourself, to your mind, to your business, to make sure that you're going in the right direction of where that vision is, where you want to get to in the long run. Obviously, you're working out, right? You've built a business around having trainers and working out regularly and being together and connectivity. But is there a certain thing that you do every single day that allows you to know that you're going towards that goal and you're improving little by little every single day?
Yeah, for me specifically, outside of connecting with Jen every day, that's like we do that every single day. Obviously, we work together, but for me, it's making sure we network with at least one new person every single day, whether that's through email, through social, in person. We connect with one new person every single day that could either connect us with someone else, make another introduction, give us some new piece of information that we didn't know about, whatever that may be. That is what I would consider my.
I love that. Networking, expanding your network and making sure that you know that to grow your connectivity business, you need to connect with someone every single day. How about you, Jennifer? What do you do to find your Kaizen?
For me, it's on the personal side. So I journal every night. I got this journal called the 6-minute journal because we talked about time being a luxury. So I need to make sure that it works with my life. And what I love about it is that there's a prompt in the morning, what you're grateful for, what would make today really effective. And then you give yourself like an affirmation. And then at the end of the day, you talk about like 3 things that went really well that day. So even if I had a really tough day, it forces me to write down what I learned from it and how I'm going to make it better the following day. So that helps me able to manage my family life, my work life, my relationship with Tatyana, who's my partner, my relationship with my husband and my kids. So that helps me be a better leader as I wake up the next day to grow the business.
I love that, and so undermined. And all I think all human beings should be journaling, or should at least write down and verbalize or physically write down your affirmations and what you're going after. It's one of the most powerful things. Us as business owners, right? When you started this company, it was a complete fathom of an idea in your head. It was just a concept that once you've put the effort and the sweat equity and the love into it, it became real, and now it's helping people in the world. And that's for every business owner out there that's listening or watching this right now. That is your business. You just had a concept, and because of your efforts, you made it into reality. So I love that, Jennifer. I think, notebooking, documenting, even if it's prayer, whatever it might be, to find that way to give back, to understanding that this is the good thing happening in my life, and this is what I want to continue happen. And then the big one, writing out those goals and those aspirations you want to go out to in the future. Awesome. Jennifer and Tatyana, you both have been absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for joining the Kaizen podcast. If someone was listening to this and they want to get connected to you as a trainer or a potential new client for you to subscribe to your program, how would they find you?
They could go to Well Reserved, and if you're a trainer, you can click on the join our instructor network link. Or if you're interested in a session, you can choose between a group session, a one-on-one session, or a corporate session, whichever you choose, and take it from there. And we match you up with the best instructors we have in your area.
Yeah, you can also follow at Well Reserved on Instagram, where you can see the journey of different sessions that have taken place, get to know a little bit more about the brand, the founders, and the customers.
Absolutely beautiful. All the information is going to be found below in the description. Tatyana, Jennifer, thank you so much for joining the Kaizen podcast today. Listeners, if you finished the podcast, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.